Welcome back to Life at Home. This week we're extremely excited that we are finally building our brand new Local Boy warehouse. It's been months of planning, preparation, working with the city, and we are finally going to get rid of our downtown office, be able to condense all that overhead, and have our very own Local Boy office. This has been in the works now for many months, and we are very excited for Local Boy to have its own home. For those that don't remember, this is what Local Boy is.
You want it all again, thinking that you're closer, but you're where you began. Again, they want it all again, hoping that it's over, but it's never the end. Again, you want it all again, thinking that you're closer, but
Local Boy is a special event service company. As the years have gone on, we've developed tools for online booking so customers no longer come in person. This has allowed us to get rid of our office and look at options. We've looked at everything from these steel structures all the way over to custom storage containers, but unfortunately the city wouldn't allow us to have this. When it came down to it, it made the most sense to build our own structure from scratch. Here's the blueprint, and overall we decided on a 50 by 32, 1,600 square foot, 3-door roll-up warehouse for Local Boy. On our property, we decided we would be putting the warehouse right here. The plans had gone through approval, and finally it was time to get to work. And in no time, we ran into our first issue. My builder sent me an email and informed me that, hey Ross, I got news from Water District on the fire flow test, and unfortunately it failed to meet the requirements. Long story short is that the city was not providing us with adequate water pressure. As a result of this, we would be required to put in a sprinkler system. The tricky part here is the installer had to be residential approved, and in my area there were only 3 companies that could do this. This brings up a larger issue that I didn't think I would run into, and that was finding and contracting good help. I would call the sprinkler company, send them an email, and then they would not respond to me, so I'd send follow-up emails, I'd send a follow-up text message, leave voicemails, send more emails, and I would never hear back. Even companies that said, great, I'll send you a proposal the next day. September 19th, come October 1st, still no quote. I'd be sending them emails asking for quotes, but in many times I had to select a contractor simply because I couldn't get a quote from anybody else. Understand me now, we left no stone unturned. We spent relentless hours and countless energy reaching out to different referrals, going on Yelp, doing research online, finding local bids, doing everything we could to make sure that we were informed and making the right purchasing decision. In order to meet the requirements of our sprinkler system, we had to first upgrade our main water line. The sprinkler system was an unexpected requirement and would set us back around $10,000. Now that we are back on track, the fittings were finally put in place, and we are set to resume building our brand new Local Boy warehouse. First, they put down a Class 2 base, and then they were ready to pour for the fittings and for the concrete going around the structure. Once that was complete, they came out and actually poured all of the concrete, and our cement was already ready to go. It was then time to build the walls. And as you can see, the walls were coming up really quickly. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you guys. We shut down our Local Boy warehouse because we wanted to save on overhead, so we put it right here in this building. As a result, anything that was non-electrical, we put outside under this tarp. And we'll get into that a little bit more in detail, but we had the most rain we've ever had in Southern California, which is going to be demonstrated by this video because we continued doing events even while we were in construction because things got delayed. But as you can see here, we had to head off to an event, and the van got stuck. I can't stress enough of how the property, because of the rain and because of the soil here, it turned into one giant mud pie. You couldn't go anywhere on the property, there was nothing stable, and it was a very challenging time. Thankfully here, we're able to back up the vehicle. We pulled up a second vehicle, moved all the equipment over, and we were good to go, but that still didn't help us because we had a vehicle stuck. We also had the Local Boy truck parked over here, and that was also stuck.
It just spinned. Oh my god! Jesus. Wow. brand new. Now we're putting the big bad boy right now. Yay! Jesus. Two in one stone, guys.
We were back to framing, and we could resume once again the local boy warehouse. We contracted a company to do most of this stuff, and they did a phenomenal job of getting things up on a quick timeline. All we were really waiting on always was permits from the city, but once we had our go-ahead and sign-offs, man, we were trucking real quick, moving along really fast. As you can see already, we have the siding going up, and at this point now you're getting a nice view of just how everything's coming together. We have a really big 3-car garage here so that way we can pull in multiple bays and have room for all of our equipment to go in and out of the warehouse. And on this side over here is where our door is going to go in. Here's a quick time lapse of the roof going up. All of my plans. We've got a leak in here, which as you can see has been running all night. In fact, the boards are back there wet. As you can see, the whole floor is wet all the way over. All the way over here. We didn't flood the whole garage. I came in here and I checked these sprinklers when I turned the water on yesterday and they weren't leaking. So I don't know when the leak happened, but I'm gonna be here for a while. We had decided for the first year we were going to leave the ceiling exposed. Possibly over time we'd add drywall. But because of this, we wanted to paint everything white. This was quite a challenge, and above all else, it just took a lot of time. We put a lot of extra effort towards making sure that paint wouldn't go where it didn't belong, and before you know it, the ceiling was complete. Next, we could put in insulation as well as electrical. As you can see, everything is run here, and this was very important, especially in Southern California. To help keep it cooler in there, this would be a very big step. As much progress as we are making, there was still so much more to go. We can't wait to show you the finished product in our next video, and we invite you to join us for part 2 of the Local Boy Warehouse.